Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
You're doing a show with your friend.
It's the energy of the people that bring energy. And it is an honor, a privilege to have a superhero in here on the Couch Visions Unlimited Studio. I'm going to tell you what's so weird about this, Brother Williams. And you're an engineer. When I'm sitting here listening to this, it's all delayed based on what we're doing live. So let me take these off.
Yeah, I was going to say, you sure you want to listen?
Let me turn
to it like that.
Okay.
I know you got to check your audio and make sure you're good.
Okay, everything is good.
Maybe you got to put one on and one off.
Is that what I got to do?
Yeah, you know, like the dude at the radio place, you got to have one on, one off.
You know what? I'm learning as I go, and I just want to thank you for being one of my engineer instructors.
Man, anything I can do to help, especially with getting information out. I know how hard it is to get started, so you know I'm here.
You know, the beautiful thing about it is, with you being who you are and the love that you have for community, when you're communicating with someone, is the aim to get your message out, or is the purpose to make sure they're receiving the message?
That's a good one.
And you got how many seconds to distinguish between, is it about me getting my message in, or is it about me being able to figure out where they are in receiving my message and how much message to give them?
You know the strangest thing about what I'm doing is my message is a shared message.
Okay.
So that I don't think it's a hard thing for them to understand what I'm saying, because when I talk about the children needing to be our main priority right now, or we need to start focusing on our elders and how they're transitioning, most people already know this. You know, it's not a question of whether or not I'm speaking to them about something that may be out of their range of education or knowledge base.
Okay.
I'm talking about the simple things. The police need a raise, but I'm telling you how we get that raise.
Okay.
I'm not just saying they need a raise. I'm showing you how we get it. So I think that getting my message out there is a lot easier because I'm speaking directly to the people's needs. You know, things that they know they need and desire already. I'm not throwing you wishful thinking.
I'm finna throw me a curveball. So when you're communicating, looking at the individual, depending on the environment, which message do you convey and how long do you lay into that message to make sure that they're received? Because, brother, when you come, you got a volume of information. I'm talking about and all of it is very pertinent.
I'm trying to cut down on that too. Pertinent. I have an advisor and she's telling me to try. And,
you mean you got somebody that you listening to?
I do.
When we call each other on the phone, wait. If you call me, what do I normally share?
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Okay. What is the first part of our conversation like when we speak to each other on the phone and you call it?
You got 30 minutes.
No, you got 5 minutes.
And that's it. And then we end up talking 30 minutes
30
to an hour.
minutes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like the person, like I mentioned, she's very political herself. So she's been advising me on trying to hone down the message.
There we go with that try. Try to do what?
Try. We have to try.
Okay.
You know, it's not an automatic thing. This is something I have to learn. I'm vocal about details, and I'm having to learn to hit the certain points and leave out the specifics, so to speak, until necessary.
You know, we do have to be not scary. We do have to be cautious and consciously aware of what we're pouring into somebody else's ears, because we don't know if they're listening or hearing. I want to ask you another. I want to get another insight. What is your scope on hearing versus listening versus hearing?
I think listening to me is more important than hearing.
Okay.
Hearing you talk, most of the time, what I notice people doing is preparing for a response.
Oh, hit that again now.
When most people are just listening, I mean, they're hearing you in their mind. If you really read their body language, they're getting ready to respond.
Read their body language.
Right.
So your experience comes from reading the ecosystem, the environment, and what's going on with people. And I want you to pivot as soon as you finish this to what you saw coming to the studio today.
Man.
But go right ahead about the listening and the hearing.
Yeah. So listening is I'm listening to what you're saying in great detail.
Okay.
So that I may ask questions. I may respond, but there's both options on the table. A lot of times when a person is listening, they'll ask a question like, can you explain that a little bit more? But when a person is hearing you, they're already waiting to respond. So what you're saying, the longer you go, the less they're going to be able to respond to. And so what you find in a hearing back and forth, you find a lot of repeated information. And then you have one person who's saying, you clearly not listening to me. You just keep responding. And that's not a conversation. So for me, you really have to pay attention to the details the person are giving you, because you may not need to say anything, but I agree. When you're listening, you may not have anything to say, but I agree. Whereas hearing is, let me give you my opinion on the subject too, when that's exactly what the person just said. You know. So
do you think we as a culture, we as humans, we as people, or we as a geographical based individuals, do we tend to want to respond prior to listening? Because you just spoke on it, that a lot of times if we listen all the way through, what you got to ask and what you want to say has already been said. Is that our ego? I've asked several little things in that little.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it has a lot to do with our consumption of information over the internet and television. It gives us an impression that we're so intelligent. So we don't think we need to listen in some cases, and we're ready to respond in all situations. Whereas being a learner, and learner, listening, I think they kind of go together.
Right.
I'm listening as I'm learning from you. So my response will be different in a student mindset compared to I'm hearing you, but let me give you my opinion as I'm some brilliant adult.
Okay.
And as a culture, I think it's not so much a cultural thing.
Right.
I think it's a country thing that we've consumed so much 15-second data that we
how
think
much second?
15 seconds. And we think that those 15 seconds make us a professor on a subject, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
Gotcha.
You know, like some specialties, like you and I have talked, and I said, I don't really know anything about that.
Right.
Can you explain it more to me?
So that means we're removing our ego. And I'm the same thing.
Yeah.
When you're sharing with me, I have to be consciously aware that I don't have to out-talk you or speak over you while you're teaching me. I just need to keep my top lip and my bottom lip connected.
Together. And your ears and eyes
and open.
Yeah, no, your ears and eyes are open, because you can kind of read my body language to see that I'm ready for you to say something.
Right.
You know, so I think that communication is something we struggle with.
Okay.
And I think it has a lot to do with what we think our knowledge base is.
What we think our knowledge base is.
Right. I think one of the biggest problems we have in America, and this could be a worldwide problem, but when we had people focus on one subject, like you go to school for accounting, you go to school for engineering, and then we gave them degrees. You're a master in engineering. You have a master's in this. And I think we think of that as, I'm a master across the board.
Across the board.
No, you're just a master in engineering. You're not a master in literary arts. You're not a master in accounting. just engineering.
Right.
And that's your focus. And I think that's one of the crippling effects of the college-based education is we're not getting a variety of information so that our brains process things differently. We're just getting one straight line of data, and we're good at that. So when the system changes,
we're good at that. We're good at making pancakes. We're good at taking the tire off. We're good at building a house. You can't tell me how to put a fan belt on.
I can't tell you anything if you have a master's degree in anything. So you can have a master's degree in gym,
right,
and physical
not
fitness.
Take nothing away.
Not taking no, because we need. Oh man, we need that so much right now. Our mental, physical to be connected, because our food and diet is a monster mess right now.
Right.
So we definitely need those persons who are well groomed and studied in those things. But when we're talking about, let's say, physics, now you're a student. You become a student rather than a teacher.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna slow us down a little bit. I didn't bring
play some jazz or something.
I got to bring us into. Let's hit the prayer. We'll do the prayer. Then I want you to come back and give me a human observation of what you saw coming to here. I want to say that probably our purpose today is possibly one of many purposes is communication, being able to determine listening from hearing, because what we got coming up in November. It's going to take a big chunk out of this celebrity mentality status. That's what you dropped on me the last time you was here. Kind of give me a little insight before we do the prayer about this celebrity mentality status, or this mentality status of being a celebrity, or celebrity. Okay, just break it down for me.
And I think you're talking about how we treat politicians. Like, oh, here's the mayor. Oh, I can't believe it. Here's the superintendent. Oh, and we're out here just waving and can't believe they in our presence. And these are your employees.
We hit that for me one more time.
These are your employees.
And how are they my employees?
Because you have the power to hire and fire them. You're the one who says, we want this person in this job. And you also have that power to remove them from the job.
At what point do we lose that perspective? Or do we ever have ownership of knowing that these are our employees?
I think it's in the way we have been programmed over the past few years with, and I'm gonna speak on us for a second, right? Dark-skinned folks.
Okay.
We don't like
light-skinned folks.
We're gonna deal with them in a minute. No, because sometimes it's like this. You can learn a lot from crossing over and meeting other people. Remember, I told you I got back from LA.
Right.
I loved it. It was everybody.
Okay.
It wasn't a black and white thing like you have here.
It's a melting pot.
It's a melting
pot. Too many
flavors. And I loved it. It was
too many flavors in the crayon box.
It's what I would like to see Jackson, Mississippi and surrounding areas become. Is where are our Asian brothers? Where are our Indian brothers and sisters? And
our Hispanics.
Everybody living next door to each other.
Right.
So what I see with that celebrity mentality is we've been, don't criticize, don't pull us down. You attacking our black leaders. You're attacking our black millionaires. Sometimes we need to be corrected.
We have to be.
We have to be corrected. And we don't want to do it in public.
Right.
They like to say, we don't criticize each other in public. Well, you acting a fool in public. You out here acting a fool in public. Why wouldn't I criticize you in public?
Right.
So we treating our politicians like they're something special when they're your employee. And when I go to other parts of town and go to another meeting, they're in there fussing and yelling at the politician. They're threatening them with, we'll vote you out.
I almost got an idea what is going on.
Well, we're going, out in Madison's and your Ridgelands where you have a majority of white people showing up to the meetings. You have a different personality showing up. You don't have I can't believe the mayor is in my presence today and I can't wait to come and, get this award for, participation. We have grown into treating them like celebrities and they're unquestionable. We can't say anything about them. and we can't criticize what they're doing and we see to be wrong.
I'm going to take out the word see and put in another C. We can't coach them on what we see.
We refuse to coach them.
Right. And what's really wild, and they refuse to correct us that we're not. That I'm not a celebrity. I work for you.
Oh, who
now,
wants to do that?
Now, prior to the ballot, bubbling in, I'm a
Who wants to be corrected when you're treating them like, here's some free food, Congressman. Here, when that's the thing I look at is you go to dinner with one of the celebritied elected officials, these same people who refuse to raise minimum wage, but you're giving them food free.
Oh, wait. I was listening with my mouth. I wanted to respond. Would you run that back again, please, sir?
It's the people who have the most money, who we look at as the celebrities. We're giving them things free. Whereas this person, and we can go back to this lady I just saw, and I know we wanted to mention that. Okay. I just saw a lady walking down this very street, older lady. She had a basket and she had her luggage in the basket.
Her luggage. She had a whole life
in the basket. And I'm you had to excuse me. I get touchy about this because
I didn't give him the disclaimer that you bring it raw, truthfully, and how you see it.
These things bother me. And I know that we just sent $80 billion to Ukraine.
Oh, we just bombed Venezuela last night.
We just bombed them.
Day before yesterday.
So we have the finance available to fix these problems. We have the finances available. But the people, and now I'm looking at the voters, we constantly keep electing people who constantly take foreign interests more important than American interests. We don't have to have homeless people. We don't have to have tore up streets, and we don't have to have poorly funded schools. But the people who we've elected over and over again, that's where they keep us. So for me, especially going into this election season 2026, I like to see the people run for office. Where's the teacher? Where's the plumber? Where's the electrician? Where's the HVAC guy? Where is the Walmart manager? Where are these people who get up every day and go to work and they understand that my car note is behind and they could repo it if I have one flat tire driving around Jackson? I can I can break a rim in Jackson. These people understand what those bills are like. But when you take your elected official and he's driving around in a lease car that you're paying for, he doesn't care about the streets. He doesn't care if the schools are underfunded. He may say he does in the speech, but let's look at the reality of it. Why aren't you taking care of these problems? And you hear a lot of people say that that's not the mayor's responsibility. That's not the city council's responsibility. Well, whose responsibility is it if you're the CEO and the executive staff of the city? So you're trying to tell me I'm at Walmart, right? And say I'm the manager and I hire you as an assistant manager. And for some reason, while I'm on vacation, you go and do something you thought you wanted to do, but it goes against the policies I have in place. Don't you think you're fired when I get back?
Yeah, you got to take leave.
So we're looking at this like the mayors have put these people on boards. The city council has approved these people, but these people are totally independently acting on their own. That's what they want you to believe. So when I hear 3 or 4 elected officials tell me the exact same thing, I know they're reading the script. You're not giving me a true statement. You're giving me the same statement that you were told to give anytime someone asks that. That's why Lake Hico is constantly saying, JPS did that.
Okay.
Well, who appointed the board on JPS?
Right.
Who
tell me who appointed them?
The mayor appointed.
I didn't
the
get
board.
a chance to voice my opinion on that, did I?
I don't know. Did you?
I'm just asking.
Oh, no.
Is a constituent, a citizen,
You
a
didn't vote.
bubbler in.
The bubbler in guy.
Is somebody that votes.
From what I've researched and saw and had them say yes to. Now, this is what the elected official told me. Yes, the mayor did appoint the school board.
Okay.
And the school board, yes, they did select the superintendent.
So if the mayor appointed the school board, and we're not talking about we're just talking about
we're not
the
talking
food
about
chain.
current.
Now, guys, get with me now. We're on the food chain. That means that they really can't go against, or would they go against the mayor? Because those are hand-picked, hand-appointed.
Hand-picked,
Are
hand-appointed?
those what you call friends? What you call
Those
them?
are my friends to make sure my agenda gets passed.
Right.
The same reason why we're fighting right now to get women's health care and women's rights back on the agenda, because Trump put in the judges he wanted.
Right.
And they followed the agenda that he wanted them to follow.
You know, the other day somebody said, well, Congress didn't know about the bombing. And then another guy, one of his partners, said, hey, you know what? We couldn't compromise the attack. Okay, they're moving right along. So even on the level that we're on, they're hand appointed.
Mm-hmm.
That means that they're kind of joined at the hip with the person that appointed them. Am I saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Like, we're not, like, we're not smart enough to see that. Like, this agenda has been going on for a while.
Okay.
And so when I'm gonna tell you something I just found out doing this research.
I'm gonna tell you something. You do research, brother. You do.
I just hope I can explain the research in a way that people can understand what I'm saying.
Which goes back to listening and communication and hearing.
It does.
Okay.
So when you find out that District 2, the congressional district, Jackson's in it, but here's the thing: not the east side of Jackson.
Whoa, what's the east side of Jackson?
Now,
tell me where the east side.
I have tried to zoom in and see where that line is drawn, and I hate to say it, but I
tell the truth.
I believe it is that train track.
That what now?
That train track.
What train track?
That train track that runs from Tougaloo all the way down McDowell Road.
That's east.
That's the east side. So you got your Fondren.
Okay. Is that included?
That's including the third.
But that's not included in 2.
2 is going to be on your west side of that track. The dark skin side.
Bailey Avenue.
Your Bailey Avenue.
Okay.
Right. Your Watkins Drive.
Okay.
Your Lake Hyco.
Okay.
The side that appears to not be touched by development and reconstruction. It doesn't appear to be well taken care of. So when I see McDowell Road being paved and they didn't take the time to smooth it out and make it a smooth pavement, they just, kind of scraped it up a little bit and then paved over the already humps.
Mr. Williams?
I drove down it. and this is something
you don't go off of what you hear. You go off of what you experience.
I drove down it, man. I'm dodging manhole covers. What I'd like for elected officials to do, I think one has done it, because I heard her say she bust 2 tires driving around.
She had to experience. She had to have that primary
she had
experience.
To experience it. Okay. I think that every elected official should have one day a week.
One busted tire in the rim.
No, you give me one day a week where you go and do DoorDash, DoorDash and Uber Eats in your area.
Okay,
go do that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, give yourself an opportunity to go sign up for Uber Eats and DoorDash, and then you go out here and pick these orders up and deliver them to your constituents in your area. And you come back and tell me you've been doing the best you can.
Tell me what?
Tell me you've been doing the best you can.
Tell me you understand.
Do you understand now?
You understand?
Like, really, if you go around and drive this city seriously, you'll notice that the neglect is unparalleled.
What is your definition for neglect?
Just totally forgotten.
It don't even exist.
It's almost as if it doesn't exist.
So how were you able to see that lady this morning in your journey to go take care of something you need to take care of for self, to stop and have a humanitarian moment?
Honestly, I think that was, in the scheme of how God reminds us of what's important.
Ooh-wee.
I think that was the last thing I saw before I turned into this parking lot.
Wow.
Was me coming around that corner and seeing her pushing a basket, and so I slowed and looked in the basket, and I saw luggage. I saw a garbage bag with clothes, and it broke my heart to see, this is what I'm seeing right now, and I'm finna go do this show, and you know how much that bothers me.
Right.
So it was almost as if God needed me to get out of my happy feeling that I had this morning when I woke up joyous, and put me back in anger.
Anger, being a servant,
Anger,
a voice,
I think it's really
advocate.
anger. We don't get anything done
Real
happy.
time.
We don't get anything done happy. When we're content and happy, we don't fight for change. And we don't speak about problems when you're happy. So our politicians who are happy with the way things look around here need to be fired. And you know I mean
Repeat that 2 more times.
If you're a politician in the state of Mississippi, you happy with the way things are going, you need to be fired. Really.
Give me one more.
If you are a politician in the state of Mississippi and you are happy with the way things are going, you need to be fired. Because at the end of the day, you need to Uber and DoorDash around so you can see what this state looks like.
What the working class is having to do to make ends meet.
Exactly. And now this is not a joke. This is serious. You go down McDowell Road, make a left heading towards Cooper. This used to be one of the nicest areas when I was in high school. When I was young, that was where the nice houses are. It was a mixed community. The yards were well manicured. And now when you go over there, it looks like a bomb has been dropped. The streets are buckling. The potholes are out of control. The yards are not manicured. I spoke to one lady and she said, we used to do the Christmas lights every year. And now that's just gone because most of the homes are rentals. They're not homeowners.
Do the people in that area look like they're elevated, like they're inspired, like they're motivated, like they got belief?
How can you be inspired when you can only find a decent job if you go out to Canton, if you go out to Madison or 20 minutes away? Because don't forget, they changed our bus routes a few years ago. So now if you're an older person, you used to have a bus that maybe came down your street.
Right.
Oh, no, now you have to walk to the end of another street to get to the bus. And I understand we didn't have the money to keep the buses going as far as we did. But why didn't we? Nobody brought any jobs into the city.
And I'm glad that you voiced that observation through your listening with your eyes. Even at the bus stops, there's no place for our riders, our participants, to sit or be covered from the weather elements, from the elements of the weather.
A good example is that I think is Ellison 80.
It's one right over by Jackson State.
You know, I saw
and
somebody.
Those are elderly people using that bus stop.
I saw somebody waiting for the bus on Ellison 80, and I'm like, that's a bus stop, because I'm used to seeing bus stops in other locations that.
What they look like in L.A. They look like little houses, don't they?
They have music playing.
Yeah.
At the bus stop, they have solar panels on the top. There's music playing. This is about a hotel I was at. They had music playing at the bus stop. It was covered. It had seating and it had lighting.
Is that leadership not listening with their eyes and ears?
I think that's leadership more concerned with self.
Okay.
It like I said, if you're not driving around the city, how can you know what's happening? They're not
driving around the city doing what?
Ubering and DoorDashing. How can you know what's happening? When I run into our politicians, like out on the fly,
they run from you.
No, well, I'm just trying to tell you where I see them.
Okay.
I see them on the east side of that train track.
Wow.
Whenever I see one of them.
Is McDowell on this side is that in the
McDowell's going to be on your west side. That's going to be your District 2, west side.
Okay.
So when I run into one of the elected officials and they nice car and they looking all spiffy and they got that smile on their face.
That distance.
Yeah, we're on the east side of this train track though.
Right.
That's when I see you. I haven't passed you yet. I take that back. I saw one at a Dollar General.
Okay.
On the west side.
Okay.
And I spoke to him. I didn't go into details. I was busy doing something. So I didn't try to talk to him. I just spoke to him and, hey, how you doing? And I kept it moving. But there was a strange look on his face. Like, don't I know you?
Okay.
Yes, you do. I'm the agitator, as Howard
The
likes
human
to say.
agitator.
I'm not the one
You
saying,
the
"Hey,
element, yeah.
you didn't see me go, hey, how you doing?
Right.
You know, council person." No, I looked at you like, "How you doing?" And it looks like a mess out here.
It looks like you're comfortable with the situation being what it is. You have the authority, the support of the people. Why do you think people continue to place those people in positions of making decisions for them as well as for us?
Honestly, I don't know why we keep doing it. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that we grow out of it
Yes, sir.
now. I think that this past 2 years has really shown us that our voting has created the problems we're seeing.
Oh, wait.
None of these children voted for these people over the past 30 years.
Gotcha.
So we can't blame these children for not having jobs
Mm.
in the area.
That's true.
We can't blame these children for my
Speak.
tire getting busted when I'm driving down
Speak.
the street. You can't blame these children for why are the electric bills and the water bills going up? Why can't we afford housing? We can't blame the children for that. See, that's the world we created with our voting. When we went in there and said, you know what, the city looks worse than it did 2 years ago.
Mm.
It looks worse than it did 10 years ago. But you know what? I'm going to vote them back in. I'm going to put that same person back in office. That's what I'm going to do. So rather than me saying, you know what, it doesn't look like the city is going in the right direction. We got too many businesses leaving. So we clearly don't have anyone.
We just had one to close.
Man,
Yeah.
County line is sad,
Right.
to say the
It
least.
used to be the most fluent.
It did.
Yes, sir.
So to see these businesses leaving lets me know that no one has a vision for the city. See, and I've heard a council person say this, bring me your ideas and I'll make sure that we get them done. What are your ideas, council person? Like, what are you thinking we should do? You're the leader. You're in the position, right? What are your plans? What is your vision for the city? And if your answer is none, if your answer is I'm looking for people with a vision, go home.
They need to be what?
You need to be fired. The scripture is something I like to say we can all go and find direction in. I'm not here to push religion on you, but I say that there's very good information in these holy books. And one of those things says if there's no vision, the people cast off restraint. Where there's no vision, the people cast off restraint. You know, I had to show that to a preacher. The preacher didn't know that.
Mm.
They only know that where there's no vision, the people perish.
Mm.
They didn't know cast off restraint, which is totally different than perishing. It means they go buck wild.
Wow.
They lose moral guidance. They just get out here and do whatever.
Okay.
Aren't we seeing that?
Yes, sir.
So where there is no vision, this is what's going to happen. So what Project Humanity found was a vision. I didn't really find this. This kind of thrust upon me. And I try to tell people all the time, look, I have a certain level of education. I like to say I'm decently smart. Those plans, you should be able to tell I'm not that smart. The way that they've been detailed and put into place or presented, I'm not that smart. That came from a vision, you know, and that's the vision God gave me to present to you. And so for the past 4 years, it's just been just kind of sitting there, and no one wants to do anything but take pieces of it. Well, you can't take pieces of a puzzle and get a picture without having all the pieces. So unless we get all the pieces to work together, then what you're doing is wasting a lot of time and money. So we could have created jobs in Jackson. We could have already started a reconstruction across this city that would have brought in more money and more investors than we're losing because of, let's just say, bad water. And I have had people tell me my business, I had to move it because the water was bad.
Well, let's take it a little deeper than that, because we're making decisions based on friendship and celebrity positioned status.
They go to my church.
I grew up with them.
They went
They
to high
come from
school with
so-and-so.
me.
That's family
Right.
so-and-so.
Right. But ask them, what are your plans for Jackson? What are your vision for Jackson? That's what I challenge every voter to do. It's before you vote for anybody, ask them, what is your vision for Jackson? What are your plans? Not we need to hire more police. We need to bring some companies into the city. No. That's generic. That's a generic answer. Give me specifics.
So why do we steer away from specifics, you think? Why would I, the voter, look at a Purtis Williams III and say, hey, you know what? I don't trust that dude. But you're still voting for a situation that still looks less than what it did when you started that position.
Well,
why are we so stuck there, brother? Give me the nuts and the guts. Why are we stuck there?
You want the
nuts and the guts, baby, on a Sunday morning.
All right, well, okay.
Community Connections Conversations.
I think we know the answer to this.
Okay.
People don't like change. We like comfort, and we don't like change, even if the change is beneficial to us.
Right.
So if we look at it from a standpoint of history, when someone brings us a new direction, a new path, you're going to always have people pushing against it. It's always going to be no. I'm starting to think that these are our adversaries. It's kind of what the scripture tell you. If they're not fighting against what God sent you to do, then God didn't send you to do it.
Right.
And so we have a lot of people out here presenting plans or fake plans, just a lot of words to the people, and they tingling ears, and the people are full support of that. God didn't send them. But when someone comes and says, hey, this is what we need to do for the schools, this is what we need to do this is what we need to do for our elders, these are actual plans, you look at that and say, well, we're not doing any of this right now. We don't want to change. We think this is good. But you know what? I know this person over here. And so I'm a vote for them again, because it keeps me from having to think too hard about what we're not doing.
I feel more comfortable complaining and griping about it
than I do
we call it, deflecting from the person that's in a position to alter or set up a change. A change agent is not being an agent for change.
Yeah. So it's easy for me to say, you know what? I'm a stay in this relationship that I know is toxic for me, because
I'm a live in this. I'm
gonna stay here,
right?
Because I know
that
on the first of the month the bills will be paid,
right?
There's gonna be some groceries in the refrigerator, and I got gas in my car. I'm gonna stay in this relationship because if I step out of it, I may not have furniture in my new place.
Okay. Do you think we're getting to a point as a culture, a group of people, individuals geographically located or centered, that we won't change?
I think we're going to get pushed into it.
Oh, wait. Regardless,
I don't think we're
just delaying it.
We're delaying it, and I think it's easier for us to get the whooping to make us change, rather than to say, you know what, let's avoid that whooping, and let's start making these changes without the pain, without the suffering, without the loss.
Okay.
You know, why don't we stop now and say, hey, we felt enough pain.
Right. I'm not bleeding as bad.
We know it can be. See, I just skinned my knee this time, and it stings.
Right.
However, if I keep jogging on these rocks, I'm possibly going to break my leg.
Right.
So why don't I stop and come up with a plan to create a path through these rocks? You know, instead of me falling again because I'm trying to step on rocks, why don't I stop and start moving rocks to create a pathway that not only will work for me, but will work for anyone who comes after me.
I want you to revisit something the other night, and it was a fantastic panel. And I mean, you held your own, sir. You said some things that made people uncomfortable. You said some things, you know, if you can say something or you can put something in the universe that makes someone uncomfortable enough to really revisit it again, because your initial was like, I just got punched. But trust me, what was said left there with those people. Brother Abram Muhammad said this, that he is so happy that there's a certain person in a position of power, because we are going to be forced to do what with one another. Do you recall that? He said that he was happy,
Mhm.
that he's excited about the person that's leading the country right now.
Oh,
Because
Trump.
now he's going to force a certain group of people
To wake up.
to wake up.
You don't have a choice, right? And I'm gonna say this: I don't think it's so much a black-white issue here.
No, it's not.
When it's dealing with
I don't think it is
what we're
either.
seeing in government. I think it's a
They use that
good,
as a smokescreen.
yeah, it's a good versus evil
Ooh-wee.
thing we're seeing in government. You can't come to church on Sundays claiming to be followers of Jesus, but steady voting for bomb dropping Epstein file hiders. Our entire government right now is suspect.
It's wicked.
It's
Sodom and Gomorrah.
suspect. And what you mentioned, we just went and bombed Venezuela, and the story told to us was they had drugs and
Blah, 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 blah.
and
Charlie
then
Brown.
we heard it was oil.
That's what has come up to the surface now is oil.
And so you ask yourself, our president has 34 felonies. Conviction now, not a assumption.
Not allegedly.
Not allegedly. This is, you got convicted,
Right.
34.
He was falsely accused.
He was something. However, in his own words, he will grab a woman in her private parts.
Right.
These are his own words. So what I'm looking at is we're not choosing our best examples
We're not.
of godly people to have a vision. Like God doesn't give visions to evil people. You don't get a vision. Lucifer don't get a vision. So your people are perishing in your own country. We all hitting the same potholes. We're all seeing our elders, and I don't care if I don't know what your feed is, but I dare you to try and look at the other side. Just try.
Uber
It'll change.
And DoorDash.
And no, what I'm saying is, say, if I go into my YouTube account, I have like 15 pages because they all give me different perspectives.
Okay.
So if I go to one and it's showing me hip hop artists and these influencers trying to blame everything on white people, well, I can go to another page and pull up, oh, now everything is the Mexicans and the foreigners and the black people. That's the problem. But when I go to another page, it's a little more balanced. So what I get to see is everybody's algorithm trying to lead you into division. And it is poisoning us. They are very good.
Very meticulous.
At deflecting. They are very good at changing how you thought you knew something.
Manipulation at its highest form.
And what got me was there's a person who I actually liked as an influencer. So I was following them for 2 years. And then I started hearing about Israel's about to start pumping a whole lot of money into social media to change our narrative. This person who I used to like completely changed the direction that they were talking. And now they give a strange narrative that doesn't seem to work for the people anymore. It's more of a give everything to this side and remove any good from that side. So one side is basically demonized now, whereas the other side is like they're God's people. Well, I don't think any of God's people are dropping bombs on anybody or hiding Epstein files. And that's not just the Republicans in power, that's Democrats too. We got pictures of all y'all out here doing the same thing, hanging with Epstein and Puffy. So until we the people decide to clean that up and vote everybody out, look, just let them go. Just fire them. I guarantee you the country would not stop moving because those people don't have their hands on anything. The post office is not ran by Congress. So no mail will get stopped if you fire your local congressman. That mail will still get from the post office to your house. No trucks are going to stop moving if you fire the Department of Transportation guy. So I think that we are scared to let new people come in because we have a fear that our public services are going to stop.
Oh, address that one more time because I wasn't listening. I was hearing you.
Yeah, I think we have a fear that our public services will stop if we fire these people who are in office. I think that's a seed that they planted in us, where that couldn't be further from the truth. Because guess what? You getting up to go to work this morning to turn that water on. You're getting up to go fix the pipe. You're getting up to go do cable at the house. You're getting up to drive the bus to get the kids to school. You're our public service people. Not them. They're the ones creating the policies that said a teacher cannot sue or go on strike. See, that's a public official did that. They said a teacher got to take what we give them. They can't go on strike. It's illegal. Who? What? What kind of country is this where you're telling a teacher they can't go on strike if they're not being paid well and they're not getting treated fairly? Like, what United States is that? Well, I'll tell you it. And I don't like to jump subject too much, but I think our problem with capitalism came in 1919, Dodge versus Ford, and I don't think anybody tried to address that or revisit it. But it basically said a company, the only thing you need to be concerned about is shareholder value.
It's what?
Shareholder value.
And that was in what year?
1919.
Wow.
And I don't think
wait, 1919?
1919. I don't think we've ever went back to revisit the true seed planted in that ruling. Because if my only concern is my stockholder, then cutting wages or freezing wages,
jobs outside the country,
child labor. I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was a lady back in the early 90s who got in trouble for having child labor making her clothing line.
I believe, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Regis and Kathy Lee, I believe it was.
I don't know if that's who it is.
But it was a show called Regis and Kathy Lee,
right.
long before there was Regis and Kelly or Kelly and Michael, and now I don't know how it's going now, but there was a lady and they got on her case about making those clothes in a sweatshop overseas.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's the normal now.
Right, that's the norm.
And nobody gets in trouble.
Right.
So where are we going morally as a country if at one time we said it's wrong?
Right.
And now it's the way to make the shareholders more value. So we're slowly giving up our morals and what we believe for the mighty dollar. See, we're slowly releasing what God gave us to be a root foundation for our moral compass, and we're saying, you know what? Let's replace that moral compass with these dollars.
I got a little insert here, and I want to thank the people. This past Friday night, we had a special session. I hate I didn't get an opportunity to introduce you to John Paul Reed, and I want to thank those. We had about 10 book sales through Community Strong for Jackson MS, Community Connections Conversations, in our program Friday night. And he shared with me, he said, man, that's the power of the audience in the community that you have, Community Strong for Jackson MS. And I want to thank you so much for making yourself available and for being in that group, because I met you through the group. You dropped that Project Humanity knowledge on me. I'm like, damn, I got to find this dude.
Hey,
but we connected.
God's will being done, not mine.
But in this book, the 3 to 6 p.m. Blueprint, Building Successful Kids and Thriving Communities. So let's take out kids and talk about thriving communities. On page 69 of the book, it says, we always teach them, and them is just not at the children. The other night you said something about the children are not at fault.
No, they're not.
Expand on that real quickly before I go into this. You made a very aggressive statement to a room full of adults and just a few next ones up. What was your statement at the LOC, Local Organizing Committee, Mississippi? Room should have been packed out. Should have been packed out for the talent and the experience that was on the panel. Also, Town Hall 2026 conversation.
Yeah.
You made a statement. You made a conversation. You put something in the universe that I believe is going to be part of the next. It's been the part, but just go ahead. Let me stop talking.
Well, like I try to tell people all the time, if you want to find the problem, go look in the mirror. because you're the one who voted for this person 15 times in a row. You're the one who gave money to that donation. You're the one who basically set the stage for what these children are dealing with. So quit looking at them like, what are they going to do in the future? And we can do this all day. If you want to know what the problem is, it's in the mirror. It's us, the voters. And I have to take responsibility for that myself, not being an educated voter. For many years, I voted along a party line. I didn't ask questions. I never questioned the authority of our leadership. I never even went back and checked to see, have they done anything to move us forward in our communities? And when I did decide to stop and take a look at it, all I had to do was look at the timeline from the different places I've been and the different places I've stayed and compare them. I've lived in Georgia, and what I saw, something I wish I could see here, is they put a sign up and said, this is what we're finna do in this area, right? They said, this is what we're planning development. And they even had the pictures of the buildings. They had couple people walking around, and they had a real design. When you get to that red light, this is what you see they're planning on doing. 3 years later, it was done. I'm talking about the whole area redesigned.
So the people knew and was able to comprehend and listen to what was being said.
They knew, and if they had a problem with it, they can go to the city council meetings and they could address it.
Man.
But they could see the picture of what we're doing. It was nothing hidden.
Right.
I remember waking up in the morning and seeing the news, and they say, hey, this is being planned over here in this area. And they would send flyers out sometimes to the community. You get a little thing in the mail and it'd say, this is what we're planning to do at this corner of 78 and Lawrenceville Highway. And you're informed about the decisions that the council and mayor were making. So when I see Jackson and I'm looking at, they're doing construction over here at the Metro, what's the plan? Like, where's the picture for the design? Or you're draining my lake to do what? What's the plan? What's better than the lake? So I'm waiting for them to actually put something concrete out there for the people to see so that we can have hope. See, I can't have hope if I'm guessing what you're going to do. I'm guessing at what they building. What they building over there, I don't know. So how can I start to plan a future to stay if that's the case? So I'm waiting. So I think a lot of times we're wondering, why are these children graduating from college and leaving?
Right.
Well, you're not giving them any visions. You're not showing them anything to be hopeful for. So an educated person would say, I'm going to go somewhere where I can get a cheap education, and then I'll move somewhere where I can get great pay. If I'm looking to raise a family, guess where I'm not trying to come? A place where they have underfunded schools. So if we can't bring in mothers and dads and families to this area, the city's going to continuously decline. It's not until we start building families in Jackson that we start to see the city come up.
Powerful.
We have to want to be here and raise our family.
We always teach them, this is from the book, 3 to 6 p.m. That's the most dangerous hour he has pointed out. Let me get this up here right quickly. We always have to teach them accountability is it. No matter what happened, whether it was good or bad or indifferent, you have to take responsibility for the things that are happening in your life.
Amen.
From taking that responsibility and being accountable, we can now be intentional. And that is the overall goal. The short-term wins are the steps that build the path toward that intentional life. How do you prescribe that to the constituents that will be going in the booth to vote for their next, what y'all running for?
House of Representatives District 2, U.S. House of Representatives,
Okay.
Mississippi District 2.
Okay. So how can we be more accountable and more responsible for these next 6, 7, 8, 9 months?
I like something you said as being intentional. And this is what I also ask the people. You don't have to like me. I'm working on my ability to talk to the people. I'm working on cutting down my message so it doesn't overflow your thinking. But they're on the website where you can see them. So let's be intentional.
You got a website out there? Go ahead.
Well, we're working on building the website. I should have said on my Facebook and Instagram. We're building the website right now. And thank you again to Conglomerate, Mary Jefferson, for helping.
Hold on.
Give her 2 claps because she is amazing. She is really good. She helped make that picture up there that you got.
Okay.
So I say be intentional. You don't have to invite me to the barbecue. I'm a buzzkill. Don't bring me.
You a what?
Buzzkill. Don't bring me to the party. And we're gonna get to that too in a second. I'm running a special kind of campaign, and I want to challenge everybody to take heed to Proverbs 31. Don't go read about the virtuous woman. Go read the first part, 1 through 9. That's the campaign I'm running, and I
said it again. Now we want to listen.
It's a Proverbs 31, 1 through 9. That's the campaign I'm running. I've decided that if I'm going to take on this responsibility, I'm going to do it just like the proverb says. Your mama said that if you want to be basically a leader of the people, these are some of the things you need to stop doing.
Right.
You need to step away from alcohol, or you'll neglect these people. I truly believe that you make bad decisions when you drink. I've never heard anybody say, you know what, I wouldn't have done that had I been sober. Like, you make your better decisions sober. But you always hear people say, I wouldn't have done that had I been drunk. So when you read Proverbs 31, 1 through 9, it's telling you about a leader being a man of virtue. The preacher's always telling you about a virtuous woman. He doesn't bring up 1 through 9 because now he's included. So that wine he tells you he's drinking, he shouldn't be doing it. He shouldn't be drinking and trying to lead the people. He's going to compromise you. And so that's the campaign I'm running is put that down, listen to what your mom said, get a sober mind. And as long as you're in this job, treat it like they make us do when you want to go to job at Nissan. What do they tell you? Nissan is drug testing, right?
Right.
So you can't be smoking weed and doing cocaine if you're going to be working at Nissan.
And you don't need to take anybody else's piss in there with you.
And you don't need to do that.
Right.
So if those are the rules that apply to us, the regular people out here,
apply to everyone across
why
the board.
don't we have rules that apply to our supposed to be leadership?
Right.
And so I think the Bible does a good job of explaining what your leaders should be in a sense of, hey, they shouldn't be out here drinking at lunch as they have a meeting with the president of a company. Because guess what? You're going to neglect the needs of the poor. You're gonna actually let laws get passed that hurt them. And that's exactly what we're seeing in our elected officials. And I think it has a lot to do with alcohol. So I wish you had the younger people here today because I'm so happy that I saw that $830 billion was lost from the alcohol community because the young people aren't drinking. And so I want to be that example going forward too. I've fallen down, I got up. I fell down, I got. But you know what? I want to be that example going forward.
You are that example.
I want to say, hey, kids, y'all right. That alcohol is a problem for us. And I'm going to join y'all in sobriety. I want to step away from our mistakes and errors, and let's take this serious. Because if those children need an example to follow, then let's be one.
You said look in the what? The mirror.
Look in that mirror.
Look in the mirror.
And you're going to find your problem.
Look in the mirror. Community Connections Conversations. We got our very own Mr. Purtis Herman Williams, number 3.
The third. Ain't
the
you
third.
the third too?
I'm the number 2.
You the 2?
I'm number okay. My situation was so diabolical. I didn't want to name my son behind me, even though I wanted to. I just wanted to have that pressure on him.
Well,
so I asked him that when he have his child, please name him Howard Roosevelt Sanders the third.
The third.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
You're gonna skip one.
I didn't want him to have to carry
that much weight.
Yeah, man, because I was into some. You know what? Ain't nothing like knowing you. And it goes back to what you said. We fall down, we get back up. We fall down, and nobody knows my story better than me.
But here's the thing, though.
Go right here. Talk to me.
Be honest about you falling down.
Be honest and truthful.
Be honest about you fell down.
Self-inventory, don't we?
Hey, they call it accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah, we call it self-inventory, but they call it accountability.
You couldn't tell me accountability. You had to
Yeah.
come with something a little
I gotta
spicy
get
there.
because you know that higher power and stuff and all that. Yeah,
I ain't regular. I'm not regular.
no, because
Yeah,
see,
ain't regular.
it takes a strong person to get up in the morning and say, you know what, I need to go and change my life, and I'm going to find help in order to do that.
I am the reason I am.
I am the reason I am. And if you have, and I love people who like that. You fell down. You fell down, and guess what? You got back up and said, "I'm gonna try this again." I love them.
I don't have a choice. I'm gonna do this again.
But I love them,
Right?
Because they are the example to let people who are maybe thinking, "I made the mistake, and now I have to take my own life." No, you don't. Come back in.
There's a bright side. There's a better side.
But if we never see our leadership in accountability stance or saying I messed up, we shouldn't have drained Lake Hyco. You know, that was a bad decision. You know, if we can't say that as leaders, you shouldn't be a leader,
right?
Because you expect everybody else to be accountable, but yourself.
Right. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Williams III.
We do.
Yeah, we through. We got you.
We
coming
need
back
2 more
on
hours,
show.
man.
And I want to thank you for choosing and connecting with Community Strong for Jackson MS for over 4,000 members strong. And I'm prayerful that they'll share this. I know they will, so that we can start our level of listening versus hearing and listening, and our communication. You have a lot to give. You have a lot that you are able to identify with. Your observation is the common man observation. Ain't nothing like walking the path that we have walked.
Nothing like door dashing,
and also Ubering, so you can really see what's going on in the city. Nothing like being on the west side as much as you are on the east side. And it's just an honor and a pleasure that you chose us first to come out and actually share. As we move through this journey, we've got some more shows with you. We're going to get a little bit more intense, but I really wanted the community to get a chance to meet Mr. Williams.
And we are connected on so many different levels now. And I just want to say, from going from somebody, I was like watching your show like a fan.
And I say hours, but thank you.
But again, watching
you in the game before you set the game up.
No. I had a challenge. Well, I had a message I was out pushing, and I got it pushed. Right. Whether or not it lasted long, the message is still out there, and I still recycle them videos like they brand new today. And to be a fan of yours and then being invited into the studio.
I'm about to cry.
Hey, don't cry today. But but seriously though, being a fan and then being invited to the studio and seeing you grow over the past years is exciting to be a part of it. And I thank you so much for the invite and a seat on the couch.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for also reminding me a lot of times, more than y'all might know, he gets me off the couch. So sometimes when I'm sitting on that couch and don't want to get up, I'll get a call from Howard. Hey man, I need you to come over here and help me with this project. And that gets me back into the community again. Whereas I may have been feeling a lot like
distance.
Nobody is listening to me.
Right.
You know,
it's not hard to do in our community. It's not hard for it to happen.
And then to meet Brother Broomfield the other day, and he basically said, "I'm a co-sign on what you said." So he understood why. I think you understand why I'm not out here so much, because they are stealing your ideas.
Right.
They are trying to make themselves look smarter by stealing your stuff rather than saying, let's bring you in and make these plans work together. Ooh. See, our leadership doesn't work together, especially not with the people in the community who have plans. They want the plaque themselves. They want to go to the bank. Let me just tell y'all, just don't be inviting me to banquets and charity events.
You don't want your award or your certificate?
Man, until these children can read, until these children are reading very well and our streets are looking good and we got our elderly taken care of and the main thing I try to tell people, if we don't get jobs for our working class,
our
our 20-somethings to
Well, we're
60-somethings.
gonna say 17-year-olds on
Yeah.
up.
Well, you know, that's part-time work.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
you to be educated.
Okay.
Too.
Oh, go right ahead. Go right ahead. My
I don't,
fault.
you know, I'm not saying don't get a full
I
time.
stand to be correct.
But you
Go
know,
ahead, sir.
I really want them.
Me.
It's a lot of information out here, and at that young age, we still need to be taking care of them.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we need to have our hands on deck workers making a salary that is respectful to their children.
Right, right.
See, if our children don't respect the money that dad and mama make,
wow,
that's a problem.
I never received it like that.
Well, how do y'all think it looks when we out here handing out book bags every year? These kids are like, my mom and them can't even buy me a book bag.
Oh, wait.
My parents so broke they can't even afford school supplies.
Wow.
You're destroying the next generation before they get started good because you refuse to bring in jobs. You don't have a vision. Let me just say, you don't have a vision to bring in jobs that pay enough so that the parents are respected at home.
We're going to end it on that one. Wow. Mr. Williams.
I got that vision.
We got you coming back. You got your phone over there when you're coming back again?
Well, my phone over there.
Okay, your phone over there. We'll put the flyer out. But I want to thank, we have right now, man, we've got 139 viewers.
Thank you, guys.
So
let's make it 500 by sharing.
So we're going to make it for 10. That's, you know, we say for every one, you got 10 people you're connected to.
Okay.
Man, you got a very, very, very strong presence about people, about our Uber and our DoorDashers.
I challenge y'all to go do that.
To go do it.
You'll see your city.
I want you to take us out with a prayer. I got a big week ahead, man. You asked me today how I'm doing. Hey, man, I'm doing grown folk stuff.
Now, you know, Howard, I'm going to have to.
What? You don't give me no prayer?
I'm going to do.
Give me a little something. Give me a little
pray to our Father in secret so that he will reward me openly.
Okay, well, you just prayed for us. Say that again then. Hold on.
I pray
Let me take my hat off. Hold on. Let me I want people, you know.
I forgot my hat. What am I? Am I here messed up my head?
You came in with the jacket. He didn't wear the jacket this time. But
I forgot
as we move forward in this journey and adventure, he's going to wear his jacket. But I have people that watch the show that tune in and they'll tell me, hey, man, homeboy didn't take his hat off. I said, well, that was me. He said, that's what I'm talking to.
I forgot my hat and left it in the car.
But go right, man, look at this head.
But,
look at this.
And that's how mine was looking.
Look how white
I might hope I ain't leaving no spots in there because I was shaving fast and trying to hurry up. But no, real seriously, I think we need to go back to what was told to us.
Okay.
And not what is so
sold to us.
Sold to I like that.
Sold.
Do what was
SOLD.
told instead of what's been sold.
Right.
And I want our blessings to come to fruition. I want God to bless us. So one of the things was pray in secret and I reward you openly. So I don't want to break that because this is normal and everybody doing it.
Put my hat back on there.
You put your hat back on because
say it one more time for us.
It's pray in secret and be rewarded openly. So I want the blessings to be seen by everybody.
Hey, if he's not telling the truth, Community Strong for Jackson, MS, put it in the comments.
I'm just saying, though,
me the truth.
This is what it says.
If he ain't telling me the truth.
So,
Bro Williams, how can people support the movement both with their time, with their sharing, with their volunteering, as well as with some resources? How can people support this movement? And your campaign starts when?
At 10:30.
Oh, it started. What day did you pass it? On the 26th?
Well, I'm going to say I turned the information in on the 26th, but I needed to do my meditation prayer and gratitude with everyone who supported me and made it possible for me to get there. So this is really the official launch today at 10:30 today. This is the official launch of the campaign for change is here 2026. Purtis Herman Williams III. We're seeking Benny Thompson's current seat, and I'm seeking his guidance as an advisor. Like we discussed yesterday. Let me drive the car to Chicago. You can sit here and make sure I don't take the wrong exit. But if you're not going to do that, then how will I ever learn and then teach the next person the same thing?
Powerful.
So if we're not going to pass it along, we are already doing wrong.
Get out the way.
Yeah, we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
So I appreciate this. You can always find me, Purtis Williams, on Facebook. But then there's Project Humanity. That's HUE, Manity, for all the colors of us. You have United America. Look for the light bulb on United America, because I looked today and I saw that, unlike when I tried to sign up, Facebook clearly didn't tell them that name is taken.
Okay.
So it's more Uniting Americas on there now. But look for the one with the light bulb that says ideas. That's going to be my page, and it's connected also to the Project Humanity and Instagram Project Humanity. And again, the conglomerate, Mary Jefferson, she's helping me build out the website. The donation page is coming. You can hit me up on the Cash App, Knit Will.
Spell that for us.
NITTWILL. That's my Cash App. And look for UAPHM on Vimeo.
Okay.
But I'll probably say, and this is something I want to let people know. I'll do better with your likes and shares than I will do with you sending me money. And I say that because I'm not here for you to buy. I'm here for us to grow. So you sending me your money is not going to be as important as liking and sharing and us getting the message out here with these plans.
Wouldn't that be powerful? We just got the message out.
If we could just do that part.
And
if
people learn how to communicate, how to listen over hearing, and get your ego out the way.
I don't need a fancy suit.
Yeah.
I don't need.
That man brought a jacket. I ain't never seen him with a jacket before.
And I didn't even put it on.
He didn't even put it on. He said, man, which one we do? I said, man, put that over there. We ain't doing no jacket today.
So I would rather see 1 million shares towards our constituents in Mississippi,
right,
than having $1 million come in.
Okay.
And that's my truth.
Oh,
because
you live that life.
Because I want to see the elders taken care of. I want to see these children taken care of, and I want to see people my age, around my age, working for a livable wage. I can go on a vacation wage. I can afford to get my car fixed wage.
I can afford to get some health insurance.
I can afford
a life insurance policy.
Life insurance.
Pay my car note. Car insurance. Yeah.
I can afford to smile in the morning and kiss my wife or husband at night when I come home.
Right.
And know that we're good.
We're good.
I would rather see that than you sending me millions of dollars in donations, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with this money.
Hey, now the next time you come in here, we're gonna talk about people getting rich becoming politicians. We're gonna hold that for the next. As we move forward on this journey, on this adventure, we're gonna level up these conversations.
All right, now
today we just gave you guys a little sprinkle.
Because I do criticize.
Nah, you coach. I ain't gonna let you use the word criticize.
You ain't gonna let me use criticize?
Nah,
well, it's a scripture in the Bible I read, and it said,
if we in 2026,
correct.
Yeah, you correct and you coach up.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't do the blaming and the shaming. You've grown a lot. We've grown a lot together in the last
year.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. So even though I say 5 minutes, I normally end up with 30 minutes because the man got a lot. He's one of my teachers. So I look forward to working with him.
I'm listening and learning.
We got some underground podcast shows coming, so you gotta be ready. Some grown folk stuff. Also, we've got some people here from Atlanta that have tapped in. We got Miss Carol Ann Elmore from Tennessee, and instead of spending money in my, let me just read this right quickly. I got to get up out of here before the lady kicked me out the studio. I was home because Jackson is always home, and I had to get 2 rims replaced instead of spending money in my community. So we got people that's coming home from their other homes because more than likely it's 70% of the population from Jackson.
Well, here's the thing, though. When I first got here, luckily, when I first got here in 2020, I was in the Toyota Sequoia with big tires.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad.
Right.
But when I transitioned into a smaller vehicle, I had to learn the location of these hoes.
You're right. And at night, you can't see them.
And I do not DoorDash at night. When the sun goes down, I go home.
Can't afford to.
And my cousin was telling me, that's when you make your money. No, that's when you spend your money because I can't see these potholes.
Right. Miss Carol Ann Elmore White, always, this lady really supports the city of Jackson. I don't know what her background is, but she supports everybody's platform. She's out of Tennessee. Hey, I want you all to leave here knowing one thing. 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. Number 1, you're valuable. Number 2, you're very capable. Number 3, we are being attacked mentally, spiritually, financially, physically. Oh, it's a lot of attacks. Health-wise, a lot of attacks going on. And number 4 is we have to maintain our mindset to continue to battle. Community connections,
Can I throw one in
conversations.
there?
Yes, sir. Please do.
You are loved.
Oh,
Also.
oh,
And that's why I do this. Is because I love you. Like that lady I just saw. I don't get teary-eyed for nothing. But I know we can do better as a country. And it starts here in the state of Mississippi.
in the city, in the county.
It starts here in Mississippi.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the battlefield, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here. So let me let you know, I'm the kind of person. I'm not sending your children out there on the front line. I'm going.
Oh, we. On that note, we'll see you guys Thursday at 7 o'clock right here on Community Connections Conversations, Visions Unlimited Studios, Jackson Resource Center, where they see more in self than you may see in yourself. You guys are superheroes wherever your feet are planted. Go out and give somebody a smile and do something for someone else today to show them that, hey, they are cared for.
They are loved.
Peace. And you never know what kind of story a person is inking on their page, so be careful of the ink pen that you carry. You guys have a great Sunday. My guy, let me finish off with the little video. And for some odd reason, engineer, because you in the building today, I didn't have any issues
What?
with the sound.
Well, thank you, God,
Yes,
for
sir.
a perfect show.
Here's the music playing at the end. Get out of here. Hold on.
Look
hold
at
on.
you.
Let me
You pushed the
restart.
button,
Oh,
did you?
Hey, 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 hey.